How music becomes self-indulgent. Oh, man. I've certainly made some self-indulgent music.
Uh-huh. I'm fairly certain that self-indulgent music starts with self-indulgent musicians.
Or self-important musicians.
That too.
Really, though, in many ways, to me, music becomes self-indulgent when it's made strictly in a bubble. Which kind of runs contrary to some earlier advice I gave, which is throw away your first 100. Right? Like, the first 100 songs you make, just throw them away. Don't show them to anybody. Show everybody 101 and going forward. And part of that is it's that first 100 you're just working out the mechanics of how to do it.
Sure.
But then once you get to that 101, it is time to show it to people. Because if you continue to make music in isolation,
mm-hmm.
it will become self-indulgent.
Sure.
In our art defined segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I pointed out, to me, art is where the output meets the audience, which very contentious.
Yes.
But the reality is the only way the art improves is through that audience feedback. You don't get better just practicing. You get better on stage.
You get better on stage, but only if you're actually paying attention to the audience feedback.
Well,
because there's a lot of musicians that do not pay attention to the audience feedback. And,
yeah,
I can spend all day listing the guitarists I've heard over the years that do not know when to stop their darn solos.
Hi. I kind of made a career out of it.
Yeah, but, when you're doing a frickin' rock tune or a pop tune, your solo should not be longer than the rest of the tune put together.
Yeah, it should not be longer than the verse. It should not be longer than any other one section.
Yes.
That's a good point. If you're trying to make music that's interesting to other people, vocals help a lot. I have a harder time because I'm an instrumentalist.
Mm-hmm.
But vocals help a lot. But then if you are going the vocal route, you want to limit the instrumental sections to individual sections within a song.
Right.
Now, granted, there's all sorts of great rock and roll out there with very extended instrumental sections.
Sure, there's all sorts of psychedelic rock and prog rock and just goes on and on. And
but the Doors got pretty self-indulgent, man. The Doors got pretty self-indulgent. Pink Floyd got pretty self-indulgent. It's just you were digging on that. And the only reason you were digging on it is because it was less self-indulgent than it was.
Well, also during the time that they were getting self-indulgent,
they were already immensely successful.
Well, they were already successful, but it was also a period of, their audience was high.
Yeah.
So you're just grooving at that point. You're not really paying attention to the music so much as you're just absorbing it.
Yep.
So you can get away with that if that is your audience. But if your audience is stone cold sober, and not so much.
Unless you're really, really good. And even then,
you got to be paying attention, because if you start to lose your audience, you're never getting them back.
That's right. And even then, if you're going to go off into that realm of extended whatever, you got to read the audience. You got to be aware of them. Because ultimately, to me, it's not music if you're just practicing. It's not music till you go play it, till you play it out, till you put a record of it out. That's when it's music. But even then, if you don't find that audience feedback and you don't listen to it and you don't try to understand the perspective of those around you,
mm-hmm.
you're not going to be making music for other people. You'll be making it for yourself, and you will be paid that way.
Yeah, and then not at all.
Yeah, you'll be paid as if you're doing this for your own whatever. I've met more than one person who's viewed their songwriting as therapy. It's like, that's great. Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, no.
Nobody wants to hear you work through your problems. Everybody wants to hear when you get to the other side of that and you're ready to connect with them. And also, I should point out, in today's world, there's so much music. There's a ton of it.
Yeah.
There's more of it than you'll ever be able to listen to. And
everybody's got GarageBand on their frickin' phones now. I mean...
yeah, but so few people actually use it.
Sure, but it's
That's the
there.
other side of it.
It's there. Anybody can access that. Anybody can use that. Anybody can put out music through it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's more than 24 hours of music, of good music that's released every day.
Sure.
So it's very hard to break through that. But if you're self-indulgent and you're not paying attention to the audience, you don't have a chance.
Right.
You have to appreciate your audience, and you have to think about your audience and who they are and what their lives are like. You got to remember other people are having just as vivid of an experience on this earth as you are. And if you can do that, you stand a chance.
Yeah.
But that's how you keep your music from being self-indulgent. All right, what's next?